How's everyone doing today? This is Colin Gload. I'm actually one of the owners of Lumina Solar, and I thought for the National Solar Tour I would give you a little bit of insight into the system I have on my house. So right here we got the sign here for the National Solar Tour. So anyways, I just want to give a little bit of insight on my system and then solar in general for those of you not aware. So brief overview, basically you have a couple ways of going solar. You can either do a cash deal, you can do a no money down loan, or you can do what's called a power purchase agreement or lease option. Any of these are great ways to go solar. I happen to have a no money down loan on my house, but any of them are great ways to do it. The main reason people are going solar right now is to take control of their energy costs, right? These are costs that continue to go up and people are tired of having no control over this, right? When you take a look at the way you buy power right now, you buy it from a power plant that's miles away. Sometimes it's clean energy, sometimes it's not. And then you're paying a lot of the delivery costs and the distribution costs to get that power to the site. Having those panels right on your home provides clean power. It's a cheaper way of doing it. There's great financing options available right now. And there's no better time to go solar. All right, here we are at Fallston, Maryland, and I'm gonna walk you guys through my solar plus EV plus battery storage system I have at my house here. So as you can see, I'm in the garage. I'm just gonna walk you through kind of my setup real quick and show you what we got. So like I said, on my house, I actually have a no money down loan that I did for my system. It's a 12-year loan at 2.99% interest. I have a 14.4 kW of solar. I do have an electric vehicle right here that you see behind me. And then off in the back, I have a Tesla Powerwall and an EV charging unit as well, which I'll talk about in a second. This system is all tied together through an app. I'm able to see solar production in real time. I'm able to see the home production in real time through consumption monitoring. So it's really a next generation of energy management where you can see exactly what you produce in the house, exactly what your solar's producing, and then tie in battery storage and EV as well. So let's take a look real quick. I'll show you what we got right here. So right here we have the Tesla Powerwall system that we installed. It's 13.5 kilowatt hours of battery backup. So I got my utility room on the other side of this wall here in the basement. We've run the conduit from the breaker through the basement, so it's a clean kind of hidden conduit run on the outside here. This will provide all the backup that I need in my house with some limitations on the appliances. We've lost outages a couple times, but it's been enough to kind of get me through as opposed to having a standby generator, and it just looks great in the garage. So right next to the Powerwall here, we do have the Gen 3 Tesla charger. This is hardwired in, again, right through the breaker. It's on a 60 amp breaker, and this is a 48 amps of charge, so it's the highest that Tesla allows. So as you can see right here, it is plugged in currently. I can hit this button right here and unplug. Wraps right up here and plugs in. There are some other good charging options available, such as the charge point or juice box. I wanted something Tesla specific here. So again, when I'm ready to charge, I'm gonna move this, hit the button right on the charger. It opens up. You can plug this right in and walk right into my home. Okay, so what we have here is the app, and I can show you kind of what's going on in real time. So on this actual setup here, we're seeing solar production in real time here in kW output, and what the home is drawing in real time in kW output. So kW is a unit of measurement at an immediate time of what the draw is in the house. Kilowatt hours is how many kW over time. So you can see right now, it's a perfectly sunny day. This system is maxing out my inverters at 10.5 kW of power coming out of this system. The home is actually only drawing 1 kW of power right now. So it's exporting 9.5 kW of that to the grid. So right now we're gonna walk around to the back on the back deck, and I'll show you a little bit more about the panels I have up on the roof here. All right, so here we are sitting on the back deck of my house. As you can see, it's in full sunlight. and you can see the panels above me from the drone shots. So a little bit about my system. It's a 14.4 roughly kilowatt system. It's made up of Canadian Solar 325 watt panels that are all black. And I actually have Enphase Microinverters underneath each panel. So the microinverters allow me to convert from DC to AC right at the panel level, and then all that AC power comes down off the house to my breaker, which you just saw. Annually, that system's going to do about 17,500 kilowatt hours a year. Obviously more in the summer, less in the winter. But that's enough to power all my home's needs and then account for some of the EV charging as well. All right, so once the power comes down the conduit from the roof, which we just showed, it's going to come through the house right here, and it's going to actually go into the main breaker panel. What it does then is basically a process of net metering. So either your house needs the power at the time, in which case it flows into the house and you don't draw that power from the grid, or if you don't need it under a typical net metered system, it's going to feed back through your meter here, which is a net meter, and you can see right here, net meter, and then you'll actually have credit to use this power later. So in the summer months, you might be overproducing power, and then in the winter, you'll have extra credits to use then. On my system, which I'm going to show you in a minute, I actually have a battery backup system. So the order of operations on my system is basically, it's going to go to my house first. If my house can't use it all, then it goes to the battery to charge the battery up. Once the battery is full, and then it's going to export to the grid. In the same way, if my house is using more power than the solar is producing at any given time, it's going to draw it from the battery first, and if the battery can't supplement it, then it's going to draw it from the grid. Thank you guys for taking the time to join me on this solar roof tour of my house, and just want to encourage everyone to take the time to look into solar. It's much easier than you think, and there's great financing options available. So find someone locally in your area, and take care.